Science. So today, I'll discuss atom and the periodic table. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's proceed to the discussion. I have here an element of iodine. So the question is, what's the importance of iodine in daily life? So the most crucial function of iodine is to maintain optimal thyroid function. So iodine has also many uses and it is beneficial in our life, such as improving birth weight, improving cognitive function, reducing risk from goiters, and also iodine used for disinfectants, for preserving food, and printing inks, and many more. So that's why it is important in our daily life. So next, the symbol for the element iodine is I. And it has an atomic mass 127 and atomic number of 53. So let us now proceed in getting the protons, number of protons, electrons, neutrons of the neutral atom. So we have the 127 mass number and 53 atomic number of element iodine. So with this, we can now calculate for the number of protons, electrons, and neutrons. So calculating the number of protons, we have the formula Z equals P plus. So Z represents the number of atomic number rather. So now we know the value or the value of number of protons is 53 because the atomic number of iodine is 53. So in getting also the number of electrons, we can use this formula where Z equals 53 because the number of protons is the number of electrons. That is why they are neutral. So we have now the number of protons and the number of electrons. So as I've said, Z can also represent the number of electrons in a neutral atom. So we also have 53 number of electrons of iodine. So let's now calculate for the number of neutron. So we have here the formula. So N equals A minus Z. So where A represents the atomic mass of an element, where Z represents the atomic number of an element. So let's now substitute. So N equals A, the atomic mass, 127 minus Z, the atomic number, 53. So 127 minus 53 equals 74. So we have 74 number of neutrons of element iodine. Okay, are we good? So let's recap first. The number of protons is 53, same as the number of electrons is 53. So the number of neutrons is 74. So protons 53, electrons 53, and neutron is 74. So next, let's what is the group number of element iodine in the periodic table? So I have here the periodic table of the elements. So as you can see, let's locate find the element iodine. So we have its atomic number 53. So let's look iodine, atomic number 53. So here is the iodine. Yeah. Here's the iodine with atomic number of 53. So iodine belongs or located in the 7A group number in the periodic table. So let's now get the period number in the periodic table. So here's the iodine. So let's look for its period number. So iodine here. So here. So iodine belongs or located in the 5 period number in the periodic table. So let's proceed in getting the valence electron configuration of the element iodine. So we need the periodic table here. So in getting the valence electron configuration of element iodine, we will look on the S block and to the P block. So subshell S contains or holds up to 2 electrons. Subshell P holds up to 6 electrons. So our element iodine with an atomic number 53 and an atomic mass of 127. So let's now look in the periodic table. So the highest N is 5. The highest N is 5 because it is in the period 5. So let's get the let's look in the S block or the subshell S. So 5s2 and iodine 5p5 in the P block 5p5 because if we count start here 1 2 3 4 5. Here's the element iodine. So the valence number is 7. So to make it clear or more clear and concise, so the iodine is in the period number 5, so that the energy is also 5. Then the iodine is in the group 7A, so that the valence number should be 7. So because the S can consist of 2 electrons, that's why the valence number in the first subshell is also 2. Then, in the second subshell is P. So, in the P, it can consist of 6 electrons. 6 electrons. So, but the first subshell have 2 electrons. So, we just need 5 electrons to complete the 7 valence number. So, therefore, the valence electron configuration in the highest N is 5s2 and 5p5. So if we add these electrons, number of electrons is 7. So we get 7 valence number. So here is now the valence electron configuration of the element iodine. So okay, let's now proceed to the orbital diagram of the valence electron. So I have here a sample. So we have 5s2 and 5p5. So subshell S contains 1 sublevel and subshell P contains 3 sublevel. So in a subshell S contains 2 electrons that represent the up and down arrow. So 5s2, so we have here 1, 2. So next in 5p5. So why it is 5? Why it is 5? Bakit hindi siya 6? So dahil nga we only need 5 to complete the 7 valence number. So that is why it is 5p5. So we have here the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's the orbital diagram of the valence electron. Okay, let's now proceed on the quantum number associated with each valence electron. So I have here the sample. So we have 5s2 and 5p5. So looking to the orbital diagram, para hindi tayo mahirapan mag-locate ng quantum numbers. So the N is 5 because the highest N is 5. So that is why the N is 5. So L is 0. why it is a 0? The subshell S, L is 0. In subshell P, L is 1. Okay? So, L is 0. Automatically, yung ML ng subshell S, 0 din. So, yung M sub S is positive 1/2. Why it is positive 1/2? Kasi nga, 2 electrons. So, if we are going to put an arrow on the sublevel, so 1, so upward siya. So, yung upward, positive. Yung downward, negative. So, kaya siya positive 1/2. So, next, dito naman tayo sa isa dahil 2 ito. So, n equals 5. 5 pa rin kasi ito yung highest n is 5. And L equals 0 kasi nga yung sa subshell S, yung L niya, 0. So, automatic yung M sub L is 0 din. So, M sub S is negative 1/2. So, why it is negative 1/2? Dahil nga, yung arrow niya is downward. Yung pangalawang electron niya, downward. So, that's why negative 1/2. So, next, let's proceed to the 5p5. Same pa din. So, yung n niya is 5 because the highest n is 5. So, n niya is 1. Kasi nga, yung subshell P, yung L ng subshell P is equals to 1. So, yung n sub n niya is negative 1. Bakit siya negative 1? So, yung P, subshell P contains 3 sublevels. Negative 1, 0, and positive 1. So, looking sa orbital diagram niya, yung M sub N niya is negative 1. Kasi 1, ayan, kaya negative 1 siya. And yung MS niya is, M sub S niya is positive 1/2. Dahil upward yung arrow niya. Remember, kapag upward yung arrow, positive. Kapag downward yung arrow, negative. So next, sa pangalawang electron naman, dito. So N equals 5 pa rin. L equals 1. Kasi nga 1 yung value ng subshell ng N yung value ng N ng subshell P is 1. And then yung ML is 0. Kasi nga 1 tapos 2. Ayan, dito siya 0. Kaya yung M sub L is 0. Yung M sub S niya is positive 1/2. Kasi nga upward pa rin. Next, sa third naman, N is equals to 5, L equals to 1, ML is equals to positive 1. So, 1, 2, 3. So, ML is positive 1. So, MS is equals to positive 1/2. Dahil nga, upward yung arrow niya. So, next naman tayo, dito naman. So, 5, yung N niya equals to 5. Highest N is 5. L equals 1. M sub L equals negative 1. Kasi, di ba, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, downward naman yung kanyang arrow. So, negative 1, yung M sub L. Yung M sub S niya is negative 1/2. Dahil, yung arrow niya is downward. So, negative 1/2. So, next, dun sa pang-fifth. Dito naman tayo. So, N equals to 5 and L equals to 1. M sub L is equals to 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, M sub L is 0. And M sub S, since downward yung arrow, M sub S is equals to negative 1/2. So, are we good? Nakuha na po? So, yun. I hope you learned something from our discussion. So, that's all. Thank you and God bless.